right, welcome to the Devil's Work podcast. Today we are here with a very special guest, Ryan Clark from Mad Peaceful. Please,
Hey, how you doing?
how you doing, man?
I'm good.
Uh,
Yourself?
really well. Published writer, bassist, comedian, jack of all trades. Fantastic to have you on. Thank you so
Portuguese
much.
man of war.
Yeah. Little of this, little of that. I'm just a guy who's just doing stuff until I can't anymore.
Hard say, man. Hard
Yeah.
say. It's great to have you on, man.
Yeah,
Well,
like
this is the Devil's Work podcast. We are here to talk about fucked up movies and tell them back to you, so you ain't got to watch them.
nice.
But you should. You should absolutely watch these movies. Today we are going to be covering a very, very exciting one. It's one I've been wanting to cover on the show for a while, and I know I say that quite a bit for movies that we cover on here, but this is true. Chad can attest to
That's
this
every
one.
movie.
It's fair, yes. But this one I have been wanting to cover for a while. It's called Zombie or Zombie 2. I don't know.
To pronounce it in its original language,
Uh-huh.
it's zombie, zombie.
God
That's Italian.
damn it.
Yeah. And when you do it, you have to let it linger. So
Yes, Lord knows. Don't wipe it right up.
God damn it. Okay. Anyway, we're here to talk about okay, tell me if I'm mispronouncing this. Is it Lucio Fulci? Because I always get the first name.
That sounds
mixed up.
right.
So,
That sounds
I know
right to me.
Fulci is the right pronunciation. I just don't know if it's Lucio or if it's Lucio.
I think it's Lucio because Lucia is a name, so I think it's.
we'll
Okay.
go with that. And if somebody needs to correct us, I'm sure they will.
Exactly.
Look, I'm much happier to take a swing and a miss at this name than some
Yeah.
of the other names that we've
Fair,
had. So.
fair. We've had a handful of Japanese, a lot of Belgian names. Yeah. We've had a mouthful over here, but this one is it's called Zombie in the States. Will we look it up too? When we looked at it, I think you sent me a video that was the full movie on YouTube, and it's like Zombie 2, right?
Yeah, and the
So it's
reason
going to be two different things.
and the reason for that, I was curious. I always just assumed this was a sequel. This is one of those ones that you like saw in the video store if you're our age. You were, for me, I was a kid walking around, I'd see this and be like, that dude looks scary as fuck. I don't know if I'm ready for that movie.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that was my introduction to a lot of horror movies, was just the covers of horror movies.
The horror section at Blockbuster.
And they terrified me. And then I've gone back as an adult and watched some of them. I was like, oh, this is kind of goofy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And it's funny how like it's kind of lost on this generation, but that video store experience. But I always just figured it was another series of zombie movies that was really famous. But basically what happened is Dawn of the Dead came out, the 78 original. And in Italy,
right, I do remember this. Yeah.
in Italy, it was just called Zombie. So I think this movie was already being worked on. And basically the producers ran in like, it's called Zombie 2 now. It's called Zombie 2.
Yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
and it starts in a way where like I turned to Amanda and I was like, oh, there's like this boat creeping into harbor. I guess the first movie ended
fair.
with them getting
Yeah.
on the boat.
That's totally fair. That's
You
totally
know?
fair. Yeah.
And then I looked it up and was like, oh no, it's
It's a
this is
standalone
it.
ass movie.
Just hits the ground running.
But there is a sequel to this that I believe
is Zombie 3.
is Zombie 3.
It's so fucking strange.
And then you got to be careful too, because when you're fucking Googling for these movies, you I was like, this is not the droid I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly. You have
There's
to be
like-
real fucking specific.
There's like Disney movies called Zombies.
Oh,
1,
yeah,
2,
yeah.
and 3.
That's so fucking
Where it's just like,
funny.
it's just Zac Efron with green hair.
Yes.
What
Something
the
like
fuck?
that.
Yeah, exactly. They're like cheerleader zombies.
What the fuck? Oh my god. Yeah, that's not what we're covering today. So just so you know, it's 1979's Lucio Fulci's
Okay.
Zombie. That's what
Then
we're
I watched the wrong movie. I was about to sing.
He was busy watching the Meg Donnelly Milo Mannheim vehicle.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, I was going to talk. I was like, they're not after brains. They're about hearts.
And I think in Zombies 3, they actually fight aliens because the tagline
Oh
is
my
they beam
God.
down, we rise up.
Yeah, zombies just like it's just they're the unpopular kids, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know, like werewolves are popular or something. I don't know, something like
Yeah,
that.
yep.
My
I
girlfriend's always banging a werewolf.
Yeah.
yeah, so I wanted to like the reason why I wanted to cover this one too, and I think it fits really well on our show, is because I've talked about this movie before. There are zombie kills, or there are kills in a zombie movie that have nothing to do with them being zombies.
It's pretty
You know what I
funny.
mean?
It's pretty fun. A lot of this
Yeah.
movie, this is from the era of so like my problem with The Walking Dead
Mhm.
is that we're no longer in this era. It worked at this point
Fair,
to do
fair.
a zombie movie where you go, why are there zombies? I don't fucking know. Why is it accelerating as we go towards the climax? I don't fucking know. Like it's not about answers, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah. That's fair.
It was really just one of those ones where like, let's just get weird with it. Let's just see what we could pull off. Like, and it's, I don't know, some of the kills, like, they make no sense and there's like no science behind the zombies. It's just like, this is gonna
No.
look cool. And
Hmm.
there you have it. And that's the only reason why. And that was, what was that, late 70s, early 80s for you?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
79.
And it's funny because Brian, the dude whose boat they get on,
Mhm.
like 47 minutes into the movie, they're like, "What do you know about voodoo?" And he's like, well, it's a mixture of Catholicism and
Yeah, that
African
shit
tribal
cracked me.
rights."
Yeah.
And I was like,
That shit
"Shut the
cracked
fuck
me.
up, Brian. We didn't come to this movie for answers."
That show is cracking me up, dude. Yeah, yeah. It's good, and I like just outlet. Like the movie is so outlandish. Like bless the Italians and the zombie movies of that time. I mean that just like fucking think of giallo movies of that time. Like they're just
Hmm.
so off the wall and batshit fucking crazy, and like there are a couple of shots in here that have no right being that fucking good. Like they
The
are
the
so
eff-
well composed.
the effects are crazy.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
makeup is crazy. When they the one underwater scene in the
Yes.
ocean,
Yes.
I was just practically I was like, so
Yeah,
you
how
filled
the
up like
fuck?
a 1,000,000-gallon tank and then dropped some wildlife in it,
Aw,
and
dude.
then you got this guy down here high. I was like, Jesus fuck, like you
It's
guys did
fucking
so
yeah.
much
You know what?
work.
You know what's the best part about that scene is like, you're having a guy like a zombie fighting a shark, and it's really just a guy wrestling a shark with just a fake arm on
Mm.
him, which
Yeah.
seems like nothing could go wrong there.
Yeah, that was my first thought when you said that.
But I just like that they when they were making it, they're like, do you know what this also needs? 5 minutes of boobs
Yo,
before
yeah,
Yeah.
leading
yeah,
up
it's
to
Oh,
it.
full frontal for a long
oh
time.
yeah.
I
Oh
love that
yeah.
one of the scene where you talk about it, like it's like a fucking room. She's showering in a room of mirrors. Like it's
Yeah.
just it's like, who is that there for? Oh yeah, it's us.
It's funny because recently me and my girlfriend went to her parents' house, which is in like the middle of nowhere in Arizona,
Mhm.
and they have like a very very nice bathroom, like really nice shower. And her stepdad said he was like, "Oh, here's the window if you want to like draw the blinds or whatever." But honestly, like I don't give a fuck. No one's around here. We just leave the blinds open. And it's
You
like
could trust
You
me.
like thought back at yeah, exactly.
that's
Thought
how
back
you
to this movie.
that's how you get zombied. You know?
Yeah,
But I like that the woman when she went topless to go like do some photo shoots, I thought she was going to do like underwater modeling.
Yeah,
no,
that's what I thought too. I was
I was
like,
like,
what?
no, she's the
she's the
photographer
photographer.
taking pictures of like sea
It's
urchins.
it's the same thing with that meme where they're like, the photographer asks, "Are you okay with nudity?" And then it's the photographer who's naked
Yeah.
behind the tree.
That's hilarious. That's like the opposite of I want to get a chest tattoo. Oh, I have patches for you.
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot all my tops.
Dude, yeah,
Yeah.
this movie is very silly. It's very but I also think like you're right. The practical effects make it so like that's what makes this iconic. The practical effects are that shit sticks with you. The story
I
it don't matter.
there's
It don't-
there's just two vivid scenes,
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
and the
exactly.
and then the rest is just like fill in the blank.
Yeah, straight. This is all just like noise in the background for the rest of the like hour and a half runtime.
the amount of times as we headed into the climax and the end of the movie that I was like, Okay, but now they're gonna be a zombie. Okay, but now are you not? How are you
Yeah,
not learning?
no logic, no
like
logic
like
whatsoever.
he like when he runs in and is the assistant and Lucas.
Hmm.
And Lucas gets bit and falls down, and then he kills the zombie that killed Lucas, and then runs out, and then Lucas kills her.
Yeah,
And then I was,
it's like real quick.
and then he came out, and they killed him, and then I was like, "She's coming to you, fucking!" Like,
It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, what was going to happen next?
Yeah, some of them don't have any
scientific
genre
method.
savvy.
Who?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I love that some of them just don't have any genre savvy. Like they're not just none of them are just horror savvy at all.
And
Yeah,
it's
it's like the rules are still getting written
mhm.
Yeah,
around this time because it's like,
fair.
you know,
Yeah.
the George Romero ones, it was like that the science wasn't really down for that. It was just like, you know, if you rewatch the first one, the first Night of the Living Dead, and it's
Yeah.
just like, oh, the Karen daughter, it's like, oh, decides to kill her dad with a hatchet, you know, or
Yeah,
not a hatchet, the
exactly.
garden hoe,
The Garden Home. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, and it's
yeah.
just like, yeah, they're just like, you know, and they're using tools and stuff, and then it's just like, you know, it. I think the rules are still getting figured out. It's like a
Yeah.
bite will turn you, but so can a stroke, you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah, because where it wasn't like the idea of airborne was also being played with in that
Mhm.
time. Yeah.
yeah. It wasn't because it was so vaguely explained. It wasn't quite like again like Walking Dead, where they give the whole everyone has the virus. It's
Hmm.
latent in everybody. You die from a paper cut, and you're gonna be a
You're a
zombie.
Yeah,
zombie. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What I like about this is because yeah, you're right. The rules were just being written around this time, so it forced them to get creative with the kills, and
Hmm.
so they were using Giallo techniques. Like a lot of the kill that we were just talking about in the shower. That's just a Giallo kill. That is literally just a Giallo movie kill. Like instead of a black glove, it was a zombie hand. That's all it was. Like it's
Hmm.
Yeah.
the exact same thing as a Like I was like, it was cool to see the DNA and all of that, throughout the movie.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
do miss the time, like the days of like the movie was written about like what weird shit can we do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like the eyeball scene as well as like the
My
other of the
fucking favorite.
Hmm.
two most
Yeah.
like memorable parts to me
Yeah.
of that movie is the shark and the eyeball. And it was
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
for sure.
you know, it's like a lot of, you know, horror movies, you know, they would do something like that where they'd get the eye close
Mm-hmm.
and then it would just
Hmm.
be like a quick cut
Quick
to it,
cut.
like,
Yep.
and then get away to before you realize how fake it looked.
Mm-hmm.
But
This
that
one
one
was
was
like,
like
nope, we're leaning
this
in.
one was like real slow and romantic like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
so weird too because the eye is such a like a hard liquid,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
it. So
Disgusting.
it's so weird to portray, and it's like I guess I can't really say what is and isn't realistic, but it felt real enough
Mm-hmm.
It's cringy just thinking about it.
to
Yeah,
create that
exactly.
distress in you.
I don't
Yeah,
know why
no.
she didn't close her eye at
Yeah,
any point.
exactly.
Like if you see like a wooden stake heading towards your eye, at some point I'd
There's
blink.
there's there's a couple of kills in here where you're just like you could have just walked away. Like I don't know.
That
You could have
yeah,
just you saw the shit coming.
uh, I gotta. Oh my
Turn
god,
your head.
I'm getting way ahead of myself, so we should actually get into this
Yeah,
damn
yeah,
movie.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I was gonna say so. I want to give a little overview of it. You don't really. It's a zombie movie. Just fucking. That's all it is.
Have
But
you
if you
heard the
need,
song by the Cranberries?
if you need any more of a synopsis, a New York reporter follows a woman to a tropical island where a doctor desperately seeks the cause and cure of a recent epidemic of the undead. So that's the synopsis going into it. You can find this right now, full thing on YouTube. As it turns out, I had no idea, but I found it on Shudder. I've watched this movie a couple times since then. Go watch it, man. Good one to just throw on with some homies. Like really good one. It's a group watch for sure. This is a really
Yeah.
fun group watch.
It's
Yeah.
one you can talk through. You don't have to
Mhm.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you don't have to worry about like what I missed, what I missed. Why is he
It does not matter.
Yeah, big time. It benefits from having someone to bounce off of, but that doesn't mean
Mhm.
that it's bad.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it's a fun group watch because of the fact that everyone can like just laugh and point and laugh at it. You know what I mean? Like it's absurd, but also again, like no right with the cinematography going that hard. Like you have no right with that shit. It
Yeah.
is so good.
That's one of the things I love about like horror movies and horror fans
Hmm.
is like horror fans love the campy shit too. It's
Yep.
like you see like Star Wars fans or Marvel fans, it's like they're shitting on everything that's coming out
Oh
here and
yeah.
there and how it's not perfect. It's not like the original thing. It's
Hmm.
like horror fans, they'll be like, I like all of it. I'll watch the
Yeah.
bad stuff.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
it's not for me
100%.
afterwards, but
We it's funny, even on running the gamut on our show, we've done high art shit like what was it? I mean, I'll throw out one Trouble Every Day. High art French pinkies up movie, fucking
mhm.
very, very like heady
Yeah.
at times and stuff, very violent, very visceral. And then
Pinky
we
up
did
smut.
yeah, exactly, Pinky Up Smut. And then we covered like Basket Case,
Or
or
killer
like
clowns or
yeah, yeah, well like Basket Case in the with the in the what was the Brain Damage. That was the one, the Brain Damage. Yeah, that
oh,
one.
Hmm.
that's Dead Alive, right?
No, no, no. Oh, is
No,
it
but
Brain Dead? Brain, I think
Oh,
it's
Brain Dead was
Brain Dead.
because I know
Yeah.
Dead Alive had another name. Was it
No, no, no. This is the one that's
brain
in the
brain
basket case.
brain damage is the one with the parasite
Little
that's like
parasite.
it's
Yeah.
like a Looney Tunes character.
Oh,
Frank
okay.
Henenlotter
Yeah, yeah,
directed it.
Henenlotter movie, yeah. Which, if you haven't seen, by the way, if you like Basket Case, go watch that one. That movie's
Okay. Yeah,
fucking
I'll check that
and
out.
Frankenhooker. It's the same universe as all of those. But yeah, we covered all of the, you know what I mean? Like we covered the
Yeah,
highfalutin
you
type of
could
horror
get
and the low.
Oscar and Razzies.
Exactly, Oscar Razzies. Yeah, that's so good.
It's funny too because a lot of times I'll be able to pull some sort of like, oh, there was a theme or there was a meaning or
Yeah,
there was like a reason. It's just a movie. And
yeah,
that
exactly.
doesn't mean it's good or bad. It's okay. That's it's
Exactly.
fine to have a movie that's just a movie, and
Yeah,
it's very entertaining. I think it
a
There's
did
lot
a
of
good
them
room.
just
job
And,
of
like
being a movie.
yep. There's
friends who
room
got
in the
enough
shark.
money together.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly. There's room in the
Yeah,
shark infested waters for everybody.
exactly.
I'd
All
like to
right,
know
so
what
I
that guy
have
was thinking. Oh,
so
sorry, go
I
ahead.
have trigger warnings.
Okay.
I think it's going to be very light, but still I think it's very worth noting. Like we've expressed already, a lot of gore. That's just kind of the pinnacle. That's what you're going for. That's like the, that's the reason for the season for this movie. Gore, violence, violence against women in general. Racism at one point there is very, I was like, whoa, that was just thrown in out of nowhere. Degloving,
Hmm.
impalement, and sharks. As we so if any of those things make you
I'd
uncomfy,
say like yeah, warn PETA about that one too. I was like,
yeah, exactly. I know. Well, it did. That's the thing. Like, I was like, it didn't look like he got roughed up or anything. It was just literally he was just playing with him. Like,
This is
that's all it was.
how do you train a shark? I wonder what was going on in that guy's head.
That was fucking crazy.
this
Yeah.
is one of my favorite words, and I get to share it with you now. Another trigger warning in this movie is Oedipization.
Oh, what does that
Do you
mean?
know what it means to be Oedipied?
Oedipide? No.
Oh, where you fantasize? Oh, like Oedipus?
Yeah, well, that was part of it, but the other part was what he did when he realized what he had done.
What the fuck? No.
He
I don't
took his
remember
own
what
eyes
this.
out.
Oh,
Oh,
As,
interesting.
I thought it was like he
Oh,
slept with his mom.
well,
yeah. It was
as a
as a
result,
result of that.
yeah, when he finds out who she is,
Because
that's
of
what he
that.
does is he takes his eyes out. So that's the term for that.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I did not know that that was a term. Thank you. Yeah, you can learn things on the Devil's Work
You
podcast, you know?
just need a the more you know rainbow.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's featured very heavily in Bloodborne. That's where I learned that word.
There you go. That's
Not
sick.
in Bloodborne, but someone talking about it was like, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
when they do that thing, that's what they're doing to you.
That's sick. All right. Well, this is gonna be a cool. I mean, honestly, this is a really short synopsis. I like looked
It's
at
a
my notes.
very
I was
fucking
like, this.
straightforward.
It's a
Yeah.
very
If you
straightforward
remove all
episode.
the points where everyone's staring at each other
It
like
comes down.
dumbasses.
Yeah, it comes down to the two scenes that he just mentioned.
Also, like when he's like boarding up the windows, you watch him board up like seven
Seven
windows.
windows.
You know, like
It's like so excessive. I know, dude.
he was
Uh,
sitting there in the editing bay, like, just show one of the other takes. We need to
yeah, exactly.
we
Didn't
need to
we
fill
film
some
it from this
time
angle
here.
too? Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, without further ado, here we go. So the film begins with an audience staring down the barrel of a gun as a body wrapped in sheets and bound with rope slowly rises up, only to be shot down by the man. He says, "The boat can leave now. Tell the crew." And we get a title card sequence slash credit sequence set to some funky ass music. That's the thing. We didn't talk about the music up top, man. The music fucking riffs in this movie.
Yeah, the music is crazy in this
So
movie.
good in this movie. Well, honestly, like that's a through line with Italian cinema. Like Jello movies have some great fucking music. Like I'm thinking of like the Goblins to begin with. Like beautiful, beautiful composition, funky ass synths, a lot of percussion, strange, just like discordant noises. It's very, very fun.
I had to look it up. His name's Fabio Frizzi, and he
Uh,
was and he was
Oh, who
yeah,
did the music?
he
yeah,
was
yeah.
born in Bologna, Italy.
Oh man, that yeah, delicious.
I don't think the name of the place is pronounced like that, but it's spelled like that. So
Well, this is American. We say it like that. Goddamn it.
damn right.
Just eagles and shit flying out.
Go back to
So-
Bologna.
Exactly. So we see a sailboat aimlessly floating off the coast of Staten Island, and we hear someone in a helicopter reporting what they see over a radio scanner. A couple of police officers make their way to the boat and realize that they supposedly can get a bonus for bringing the boat back safely.
It sounds like they're gonna steal the boat. It's
Does it?
yeah.
Okay, because I was like, yeah, because I was like, yeah, exactly. That's what I was like. I
Yeah.
have no idea like what the intent was there.
Yeah,
but,
they were like, oh, if the boat's abandoned, then it looks like we're both gonna make a pretty nice bonus. Basically, they're gonna steal the boat, part it out. You
Okay,
know.
that makes a whole lot more
This
sense.
takes place right before spring break, so
Also, I just gotta say the opening shots of the boat jump scared me with the twin towers in the.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, I haven't seen those in
where
a while.
were you?
Haven't seen those in a minute. No one digitally scrubbed that from this. I need all these men holding walkie talkies.
they need to like, yeah, they need to
That's
just
so
like
funny.
add a quick organ, like, dong.
Jesus. Oh man. So when they board, they see trash and food thrown everywhere, but not a person in sight. Some crazy ass pulsating music kicks in just as one of the officers flips over a sheet to reveal a severed, bloody hand. And just as he's comprehending what he's seeing, a Left 4 Dead boomer bursts out of the closet and
Yep.
chews his face off. The big boy makes his way to way up top to deal with his partner and takes a few shots to the body before ultimately killing him as well.
This is the most unrealistic portrayal of the NYPD I've ever seen.
What that they can actually aim?
No,
and the restraint.
That's
Yeah.
exactly. He gave so many warnings.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't seem like he was, bloodthirsty. So.
Absolutely. Just a reminder: this is firmly an ACAB podcast. If you couldn't tell,
Firmly.
firmly. So we're briefly introduced to the reporter Peter West, who is sent to investigate the incident by his editor, played by Fulci himself. Didn't know that was a cameo from the man.
Interesting.
Yeah. We're then introduced to Anne Bowles, the daughter of the man who owns the sailboat. She's confused and afraid for her father's safety, asking what happened to him. But the officers she's speaking with aren't of any help. Go figure. We jump to an autopsy room where a pair of coroners are preparing to examine the bodies, and one of them determines that the cause of death to be a massive hemorrhage due to a huge laceration of the jugular. The other asks if he's considered the cause of the injuries, and he believes the marks are consistent with teeth bites.
He's like, oh, good work. Wow, crazy. Wouldn't have thought that.
Yeah, like, how do you think he died? This big gaping hole in his neck.
Might
I
have
know.
something to do with it.
I might have to run some more tests, but I think it's the giant hole in the neck.
He is the most obviously a zombie guy, like
Yeah, yeah.
possible as well. Like it's just so there's like, well, leave this one uncovered. It's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, bless the Italians, man. I love them. As the two argue over the selection of tools for the job, we see a close up of the corpse hand underneath the sheet as it begins to wiggle around. Later that night, we see Anne sneaking back into the boat to investigate the scene further. As she's moving through the boat, Peter grabs her to prevent her from screaming and then reveals that he's there as a journalist who isn't convinced by the story that the police have told him. When Anne accidentally kicks over a lantern and alerts the officer on duty, They pretend to be in the middle of getting freaky and essentially are told to just scram.
That was
That's always my go-to excuse. Like if I need to get out of, I was like, we should just fuck. Let's just fuck. And
wouldn't it be crazy?
cops are coming. Let's fuck. They'll let us go with the warning.
Wouldn't it be crazy if instead of one crime we were committing two crimes?
Exactly.
It's like what?
Then we should fuck twice.
God damn it.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's how I get out of jaywalking tickets.
That's so good.
Yeah. I didn't pay my registration. I'm just gonna fuck. Just,
Just on the counter.
yeah, sorry, my tags are expired. Just fuck.
Start going at it.
You know, the DMV, I heard it stands for the Department of Motorboating Voraciously.
God damn it.
That'll get someone in a moo excited.
Oh my God. This is gonna be the episode, ladies and gentlemen. This is gonna be dumb shit the entire time. It's just that's it. Like we brought a comedian on for that reason.
Yeah, and it's a movie that you could joke like it's a movie you can love and
Yeah.
still just make fun of the
Yeah.
entire time
Yeah.
and still go, you got to see it.
It's like that's something special about it. Like that's a good mark of like like I'm thinking about John Waters.
Mhm.
Like John Waters movies are the same thing. Like they're like fucking bad shit out there. You're just like, what is going on? It's disgusting. It's abhorrent, and you're just like, yeah, but you gotta go see this.
It's art.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is
it's
getting
art.
some motion.
Yeah.
It's so good. So we see the two of them in the phone booth as Peter reads off the letter that her father left her to his boss. In it, he claims to have contracted some sort of disease that caused his colleagues to detain him on the secluded island that they're working from, called Matul. They decide to go to the island themselves to find her father. This time, we're treated to some Little Mermaid ass music as they land from their flight and make their way to a boat that can take them the rest of the way.
The fucking Fabio definitely just bought a Moog right before this. It was like,
It's just like, let's
He's
go.
still
the
learning
fuck
it.
off.
yeah. He's like, oh shit, this kind of sounds bubbly. I was like, boo, 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 boo.
Yeah, it
Boo, boo,
was.
boo, boo.
It was all the fucking, yeah. Oh man, that's so funny. So they convince a local couple, Brian and Susan, on vacation to help them in exchange for payment and head out. We see the man from the beginning of the film, known as Dr. David Menard, attempting to make radio contact with anyone.
I need to unfortunately tell you, Dr. Menard is a Matt Berry character.
Oh my God, is it?
I spent the entire movie.
That's
Every time he would speak, I would immediately in my
That's
head
so good.
hear Matt Berry's version
Yeah,
of it. Come in, Guadalupe! Guadalupe, come in!
Absolutely, yeah,
I-
yeah. You're absolutely right. That's so.
Come in, Guadalupe, Juan! Every fucking line he said the whole movie, I just couldn't stop picturing Matt
Oh
Berry
my God.
delivering those lines.
Yeah, 100%. Oh my God, he's he's an interesting character, man. Because again, you start feeling all kinds of different ways, but ultimately, I land on the side of fuck that fool, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he's classic dumbass doctor.
yeah, exactly. So, which he happens to be doing from the island. So he's making radio contact he's making radio contact to anyone, which he happens to be doing from the island, and that everyone keeps talking about. So his wife Paola is in tears, begging him to leave Matul, but he just keeps trying to calm her down, saying that he's doing everything he can. He claims that he needs to gather research because it's crucial to understanding what's going on here, but she isn't buying it. He leaves her under the guard of their servant as he goes to the hospital, where he conducts more of his tests. He draws some blood and adds it to some sort of sample he has placed underneath the telescope.
He draws so much of his own blood, and then Amanda pointed out he also doesn't put like the cover on the microscope.
On the thing,
slide.
yeah, he just leaves it on the top. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he's
You're not-
These science experiments he's doing, you can buy with like a kit for a third grader. These are like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Comes with the glow
They
in the
just got
dark
like
sand.
they just got like one Bunsen burner. And just like, oh yeah, it looks science.
That's all. Yeah, exactly. That's all they had in the budget for the tools and shit. That's science.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
It's
So,
it's so silly. It's just like open air blood.
yeah, exactly.
How did it not get out?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it wasn't detained. No shit. We cut back to Anne and Peter on the boat with the couple, but they appear to be having a tough time finding the island. They stop for a second because Susan wants to skinny dip and take pictures of the fish.
Two birds, you know.
Exactly.
Two birds.
Two baps.
Yeah,
I think.
two bats. So
Yeah, I was like, this movie is aggressively Italian, so it's
Oh yeah,
really it's really a toss up whether Fulci was like, yeah, get him out, or if they were like, I can take my tits out for this scene.
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
She's just like,
exactly.
I know. Like, who wanted it more?
He's like, well, actually, I'm trying to get a tit gig after.
Yeah,
this,
exactly.
so if I could show my tits in this, it'd actually be great for my reel.
Yeah, but you're taking picture of coral. It's
Yeah, exactly. It's like, are you
Lu-
trying to impress the fish? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Lucio, we're European. Do we need an excuse? And then
Yeah,
he went,
exactly,
Papa
yeah.
boopity. And
pop out a booby.
So stupid. God damn it.
Que cosa?
And that is a
Oh,
long shot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That right here, they're just like all ogling her. They're
Yeah.
just like,
Yeah, you cut out that scene of her taking underwater pictures, it becomes a short film.
Yeah.
straight up. It's her. It's that and the showering scene later.
Yeah,
on
they're just
as
like,
well.
we need like 15 more minutes.
Like, slower.
All right.
Yeah, 100%. So
Take a picture. Take a picture of that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
Just with the huge tank on the back. And
exactly. I know, it's so strange. So she dives into the water and before long comes across a shark who threatens her good time. She comes up and yells for help. Her husband grabs a rifle and he gets to shoot a few shots off at the shark before the shark thunks the side of the boat and takes off. As she attempts to hide, a zombie taps on her shoulder and attacks her. That was so fucking funny. Excuse me.
Excuse
So
me, miss.
good.
I think you dropped this bikini top.
Yeah.
It's not mine. Fuck off. I don't have one.
Yeah, exactly. So she manages to rub some coral in his face and narrowly escape, which that's gonna fuck up you. Either you're not a zombie or fucking or alive. That's gonna just be shitty.
Yeah, that's true.
That fucking hurts, man. So with her out of the way, it's time for our very first and maybe only zombie versus shark title fight in cinematic history.
yeah, this is.
I don't think I've ever seen some shit like this in a movie.
I feel like they pulled this off. People saw it and they're like, we can never let that happen again.
Yes.
Someone,
Exactly. Who the fuck okayed this?
yeah. Just because you can like close your eyes and skateboard through a busy street and survive
Yes. It
doesn't mean
you should.
everybody should close their eyes and skateboard through a busy street.
Yeah.
It's just like one guy just lucked out.
Yeah, straight up. I know, it's so fucking strange, man. How like we could talk about like the technicality. It just looks like they just put that motherfucker in the ocean with a shark.
Yeah.
Like
And it looks like they just filled one arm full of chum
yeah, exactly.
And
Just threw like threw a sweater over it,
and
It's
just
like,
everything went right. Yeah.
So
exactly.
so you guys might have known this, but the guy who was supposed to fight the shark never showed up.
No,
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. They're like, yeah, they want me to fight a shark with an armful of hamburger patty? I'm not
Yeah.
fucking doing this. So the shark's trainer is the zombie.
wow. Okay, that makes sense. That
How do
makes
you
sense.
train a
though.
shark.
That's
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know how you.
if they train dragons.
Yeah. God damn
I just saw a trailer for that like 2 hours ago, and I was like,
Fresh
wait,
in the mind.
I was like, wait, that's the black woman that they're angry about?
Yeah, exactly.
She's the
Yeah,
lightest skinned
it's the same.
possible.
It's
Yeah.
the same with the Little Mermaid. We don't have to go
If I
into
didn't know, I wouldn't know. Okay, you're fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I turned to my friend I was seeing the movie with, and I was like, this movie is actually historically inaccurate because the Vikings didn't wear their tunics like that in that time period. He turned to me and said, "Motherfucker, that's a dragon."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
good.
Dragons
Oh
are
man.
historically inaccurate too.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
true. It's true. We are. Um,
We are.
but
So
dude, that whole fight was crazy, and like just thinking about it, how it the zombie doesn't need to breathe, so he's just he just
mm,
like wandered off the island and
yeah.
Just walking around, made a left turn in Albuquerque.
or or maybe he just died at sea. Like, how big is the magical ring of voodoo of bringing people
Yeah,
back?
yeah. Zombie shark, bro.
Everything's
That if that
ill-defined.
wasn't in the sequel, fuck up right off. I'm not watching it.
I
Yeah,
was
like
actually kind of wondering.
what animal
Right?
could outdo that?
Yeah, exactly. They just get a bear.
Like a rhino.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's
Oh
like, how do
man.
you choreograph that? You can't sit there and be
I
like, okay, I'm gonna swing with my left, try
That's what I'm
and just like
saying.
just jump in and cross fingers. That's
Yeah, straight the fuck up. Make sure there's fucking rolls in that film. God damn.
you just got a shark attached to your arm and you're running out of breath. It's just like,
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure there's like a joke in there about nature versus nurture, but I don't know, Ryan, you find it.
So there was another movie from 2 years earlier, Tintorera, which is a Mexican British shark horror film.
What the fuck? That's its own genre?
Well, after Jaws, I mean, similar to how this is like a
I
reaction
Yeah,
to.
I guess, but that doesn't like shark horror is just it's just it's the two words I don't think together.
And
Like there's horror movies with sharks in it. I just don't think like, oh yeah, shark horror.
apparently this movie Tarantino has paid tribute to it at
Yeah.
film festivals and
Yeah,
like
that
owns a copy and is like, look at my copy of it.
yeah, this is like yeah, your favorite director's favorite movie. Like this is that type of shit. Like how it's like held within film circles. It's very much like a respected work of art,
it's always
as
weird
silly
that
as it
like
gets.
big directors get into the weirdest movies.
So Fulci saw Tintorera and thought that sharks were cool. Oh no,
They
sorry.
are.
One of the producers,
Oh, okay.
Ugo Tucci, saw that, thought sharks were cool, and was like, "We're putting a damn shark in this movie."
That's fucking crazy, dude. Man, those Italians, they get an idea, you just can't get them off of it, man.
And then to keep the shark chill, they fed it right before they filmed, and they also pumped a shitload of tranquilizers into it.
Jesus. Yeah,
Jesus
see,
Christ,
okay.
that's so
That's where
sad.
PETA comes in.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this shit doesn't happen
Yeah.
anymore. That's
Damn.
so sad, dude. They drugs them up. They're just like, all right, get out there and be somebody.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like, where do you get shark drugs?
Yeah, exactly.
asking
Yeah.
for a friend.
Yeah. I need to get enough. I don't know to trank a shark.
Yeah, exactly.
Not knock it out. Just
Exactly.
I just need it to like so I can roll around with it.
We need a little resistance, you know?
Get him feeling loose.
Because if you turn them upside down, they go docile.
Yeah, exactly.
And they just kept it
man.
upside down till shoot.
Just like let it go.
This
Right,
is
flip the shark and go.
this is the wrong opinion to have about this movie. This scene had absolutely no payoff and shouldn't have been in the movie. Completely pointless filler that went
Fuck
on too
you.
long. Presumably because somebody had access to a shark and they figured, why not?
Yeah, exactly. What else is there? What other
know.
reason do you need? What the fuck else do you need?
Wrong,
I mean,
wrong
you-
opinion.
You
Very
can kind of
correct
say it about
guess.
the whole movie.
Yeah, exactly.
God,
Oh man.
that's crazy. What a wild. I'm here with the shark. Yeah, can you get in the water with it?
Can I what?
We're gonna give you some heavy makeup.
Yeah.
Jesus
Take
fucking
off your
Christ.
top.
Exactly.
Baps out, boy.
So there's not really like a clear winner. I mean, the shark kind of gets a chunk of flesh bitten off him, but he still swims away. So we're gonna have to leave the decisions of the judges on that one.
I
Yeah.
guess it.
I
I
think
guess.
everybody goes home happy in that scene.
I guess
Exactly.
you're right that it does end. I was thinking that it just kind of goes to the next shot, but I guess yeah, the shark does just kind of decide, yeah, fuck this.
Oh yeah,
Like,
he's just I'm not fucking with you. Like,
because that is kind of true
it's
to
like I'm gonna go
shark.
enjoy this fucking high that I'm on right
Yeah.
Yeah.
now.
Like
Swimming away.
like everyone thinks that sharks are like so bloodthirsty and everything, but sharks are like they do not want to fight. They want the easiest fucking like
Yeah.
they are
Like,
pretty lazy,
there's
Me
honestly.
some
neither,
tuna
but
over
I was gonna say me neither, but you push me.
there.
When he puts his hand like I guess he tears the chunk out from like its chest, but I thought he ripped its gills apart. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it looks really violent, but it's like, yeah, they just gave him. I don't know. They just probably put some shit like near the mouth. That's like a quick cut. That's a quick cut thing where they're like, he's not actually biting the shark. He's biting some like shit on the shark.
He's just blowing raspberries on its tongue.
Yeah, just tickling him.
God.
Oh man.
He's like, this is what I did 8 years of marine biology school for.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad that we're covering it at least in a humorous sense, not like fucking Cannibal Holocaust, where there's just like
Yeah.
outright just slaughter of animals. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
what the
and,
fuck?
and I
dude?
think this does speak to how crazy people were getting. A real fucking shark. You have this guy swimming
Yeah.
around with a
Yeah, I just
snout.
think that was the 70s.
That's
Yeah,
straight
no,
up.
totally.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The
Absolutely.
cocaine was flowing
Yeah,
wildly.
just
I see why we aren't allowed to use animals in movies anymore.
Yeah,
It makes
yeah,
sense.
exactly. That's why like we get a digitized fucking monkey for Nope. Yeah, fine. Like, yeah, I want to see that, bro. That's fine.
Yeah. The one last thing I'll say is when he does bite into the arm, they it was an interesting choice of prop because it really conveyed like that there's no more oxygen in his veins. His blood is like powder.
Oh,
It's,
interesting.
it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
brown.
I thought he was just
black.
dirty.
Yeah, it's like brownish, blackish powder that like
Yeah.
comes out when it rips off of his socket, which I
Yeah.
don't know how accurate that is, but it gave like a lot of visual flavor.
For sure. Yeah, yeah. It's a lot. Adds to the spectacle of the shit because you're just like, this is just so fucking outlandish. I've never seen some shit like this.
and never will.
And never. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's straight
Yeah.
up. I don't think I've ever seen anything come close to this shit in a movie. Like,
Oh
and
my
this is
god.
also proof that you could use animals in a movie and do it okay. But I'm glad. Yeah, you're right. I'm glad we don't do this anymore.
It's funny too when he's just firing wildly into the ocean at the shark, like
Yeah.
right before it fights the zombie. Like, what do you think is gonna happen, dude?
Yeah, exactly. I know. Was she still down there while he's firing? I was like, Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah, probably.
That was cocaine making that decision for
Yeah,
him.
he's like, this will save me in a divorce.
Exactly. Different time.
Yeah.
Time. So when Susan gets back onto the boat, she tells them there was a man down there, and they look at her confused. We get a glimpse of what else Dr. Menard has been up to at the hospital as we see patients strapped to beds, bleeding from the tightness of their restraints, with what appears to be bile coming from their mouths. Sorry, excuse me.
This is not some voodoo curse,
He totally is.
Zombies!
right? Isn't he just
Yeah, every
literally-
single time. Now, I swear to God, I'm glad
I
that you
would-
said that.
I want to
after.
rewatch that movie thinking
Literally.
about only that.
Please, and I think you'll have a good time because like several times I had to like hold it together to not ruin it for my girlfriend because all I could think is like this energy is what Matt Berry parodies.
Oh yeah,
This
yeah,
exact,
100%. This
like
is
posh
exactly yep.
British fucking
Just
know
The
everything.
theater trained actor who's now in a B horror movie.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Yeah,
Fucking-
it's so true.
I am Denham Reynolds, and I will find a cure to this zombie disease. Like,
So good. So Menard tells his nurse to
they're
send a
coming
man.
for you, Barbara.
Yeah,
They're coming to get
That's
you,
a good one.
Barbara.
That's a good one.
There's no more room in hell.
And so the dead walk the earth.
They have that kind of line in here. They fucking throw that in here. It's so funny. So Menard tells the nurse to send a man who is very unlikely to survive the night away to make sure he is securely tied down beforehand. A man named Lucas bursts through the door and tells the doctor that the natives are fleeing the villages because of a supposed curse that's causing people to become possessed by devils and rise from the dead. The ones who have left are said to be practicing voodoo, and Lucas warns Menard to be afraid of these people. In the next scene, it's POV, you're a zombie. And as the camera scans the outside of Dr. Menard's house, we see the servant smoking a jazz cigarette on the porch with the dog before taking off, leaving Paola unguarded. And we see Paola showering in what is essentially a room made of mirrors, ensuring every angle is covered.
At least nudity is justified in a shower scene.
Yeah. I know, exactly. You're just like, what was the other one for? But this is like one for the boys type shit. This is like, yes, come on, man. This is like very. I was like, come on, man. Like this is where it dips into exploitation film, the whole way. Like that's like what I would probably also classify this movie as an exploitation film. It's got like just the very egregious horror and the egregious like gore and stuff like that, the over the top effects, but like the nudity, yeah, like you get tits. Literally half of this movie is just tits.
Mm-hmm. It's very European.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way of putting it. That's so good.
They don't have the same hangups we do.
Yeah, exactly. So funny.
They scuba dive.
So,
you should see him explore caves.
Yeah, exactly.
I think you're talking about the Tintorero. I saw in that article it was like, yeah, it says it's shark exploitation, but it's just softcore porn.
Yeah, it's straight up, literally straight up, yeah. And God bless it. You know what I mean? So she sees something in the reflection that startles her, but when she goes to investigate, she finds it was just a shadow and momentarily breathes easy. When she goes to close the door behind her, something seems to prevent her from doing so. And we see a gnarly zombie hand stick its fingies through the crack in the door. And there's some light degloving that happens before she's eventually able to shut it all the way. And I say light degloving because it's literally just like starts like taking off this half portion. I was like, oh, yeah. It just like cuts away. I was like, thank God.
Just like half his fingers pop off.
Yeah, it's so
you hear him hit the floor.
Yeah, dude, it's so rough. It's such good fucking prosthetics, man. Like the effects team went off. They went the fuck off for this movie. It's so good. So pissed off, the zombie begins tearing through the door, violently pushing the wood inward. And when she finally gets it barricaded, the hands reach in and grab her face. She's very slowly impaled on a sharp piece of wood and dragged out of the hole in the door.
Very slowly.
Oh, it's so slow. It's this is the sludge metal of fucking kills, man. This is a hardcore breakdown of shit. Like it is so fucking vivid. It's so
when
visceral.
she gets into the door, then she takes a breath. I was like, "Your head's too close," and then and then stuff happens.
This stuff happens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but and like that you're right. That scene is iconic, man. Like it's just like, because who the fuck thinks to put that in a zombie movie?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? Like no one thinks to put this in there.
Yeah, my wife, she can't stand like eyeball stuff like that.
Eyeball stuff. Yeah, eye trauma fucking sucks.
And then she was like, close your eyes. And she's like, is it done? I was like, no, it's still going in. It's
like we're about a quarter inch, half in it.
Yeah.
At this point, you could just watch.
Yeah, exactly.
At this point, it's just a piece of wood and an eyebrow.
Yeah, dude, it's so well done. I like and that's the thing too, like the dummy that they have to do it, that looks really fucking good. It's like, you can still tell it's a dummy, obviously, but it's a quick enough cut to where you're just like, it looks believable when it like pushes through onto the wood and impales it. Oh, so good, man. Yeah. I have that. I have a shirt that has that on that. Like I have the shirt that
Oh,
has that scene on it. It was like her eye is up close to the piece of wood. I love it.
Mm.
It's so fun, man.
I
Like
mean,
that's
they honestly could have just left it there and it would have had the same effect, but they're like,
yeah,
no, let's.
yeah. Straight, yeah, that's yeah, and you know what? I think about that too. I'm like a lot of the kills in here, it's almost subverting your expectations of like movies that we've seen after this. Like zombie movies after this were doing a lot of that. They were like clever cuts to only imply the violence.
Mhm.
Or like, oh yeah, you know that like they got close to the camera, so that means they ate someone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we're gonna show you them eating that motherfucker.
Yeah. You're gonna watch a woman lose her eye.
Yeah, dude, it's so good. I love the balls that they have to do this shit. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So pissed off. So in the next scene, we see Dr. Menard passed out on the shore. His assistant tells him that the patient that they were talking about moving initially is no longer alive. And he's drinking very heavily, mind you, on this. I didn't put that in I don't know why I didn't write that down, but yeah, he's just like passed out with a bottle in his hand.
Yeah, he's just like drunk on the fucking shoreline.
Yeah,
Hmm.
he is living a Corona commercial.
Yeah,
Kind of
straight
is.
up. That's so true.
Can't you see it's Corona time?
Exactly.
I
I was
kind
waiting for it.
I kind of went into Irish there a little bit. I can't roll
We'll
while
forget. Yeah,
while
we'll
still
forget
being
it.
Matt Berry, but
More spiced rum.
Good. So when she says that she doesn't believe in voodoo, Menard drops a hard R before saying they've got to investigate the phenomenon and try and help out the man. Which I was like, buddy, like come on, man. And then like and later on too, he's just a racist piece of shit. Like he's just a fucking asshole. Like later on,
man,
it's also there's another line in here where he's just like talking about is the only other white man on the island. I'm like, what? Why now? Why'd you go ahead and why'd you use that like specification? You know what
In case you didn't know.
I too am a white.
Oh man. So back at the boat, Susan and Peter discover that there's damage preventing them from sailing any further. So they decide to set off a few flares in hopes of signaling for someone for help. We cut back to Menard shooting the bound corpses of the patient from earlier. While they're transporting the body, Lucas notices that the flares are have been lit and alert Menard. He goes off to investigate while Lucas and the nurse continue carrying the body over to a pit containing other disposed corpses, which was fucking crazy when they showed it. I was like, "Whoa, goddamn!" Because I don't know if in the movie where they've shown him already just fucking popping them, like just a bunch of them in the room yet, or like if they've
I
shown all the
think
bodies,
yeah, I think this is where we start to like understand that's what he's
realize
doing.
the full scope of it. Yeah.
Because for a long time
They're
it's
sick.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's up in
Mm-hmm.
the air whether he's like causing this,
Yeah.
whether the disease is causing this, whether he's letting them die and then like shooting them full of stuff to make them zombies. It's like really ambiguous for a large portion, like what really interaction or what like his goal is. And
Mm-hmm.
then we finally see him do that and we're like, "Oh, he's firmly anti-zombie."
Yeah. But also in the mad scientist realm, like where he's like,
Yeah.
all right, fuck it, I've got bodies now, and like, we'll treat this like fucking Auschwitz almost.
I
Yeah,
Like he's like
started it. I'll
Mangala.
finish it.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Yeah, literally, literally in the worst way. Yeah, and I think like it's interesting to see that like there's another discussion to be had underneath there too with like him using primarily the natives for his experiments, you know what I mean? And like him and then again all of the racist shit that he's kind of like throwing on top of that, like it just there's another conversation going on underneath all of that, I think. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
So Menard scoops up the party from the boat and discloses that who he is and what he is doing on the island, praising Anne's father for his bravery in becoming sort of a guinea pig in an attempt to find a cure for the illness that plagues Matul. In a flashback, we see Anne's father as he's dying in a hospital bed. He weakly asks Menard to make sure that Anne receives the letter he's written, and then asks him to make sure that his soul rests in peace. Menard says
Mhm.
that he spent the entire day with the body, and then covered the face with a sheet and put a hole in his head, just as he was rising up from the dead.
Yeah, it's wild. This like the timetable of like, oh, we gotta wait, we gotta make sure. What if he's not a zombie and we just blow his head off for no
Mm-hmm.
reason? Yeah, you can just. It's okay. Just do
It's
it.
okay.
Yeah, what if you
Gather
just
enough
woke up a little
evidence.
confused, like, why am I in a why?
Like, what the fuck?
Uh, I better very slowly sit up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to get hurt, you know what I mean?
Uh, you just wake up tied up in a sheep. Pineapple.
Yeah, stupid. That was good.
Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was funny. All right, so when we cut, you motherfucker, though. When we cut back to the car, he asks them if they believe in voodoo, and Brian scoffs and tells him that he doesn't.
That'd
But
be a
then,
weird time to say no.
yeah, exactly right, yeah. But then he's like, but then again, he proceeds to give him a mini history lesson, like you were talking about. He's just like, yeah, it's a mixture of Catholicism brought over by Spanish conquistadors and African tribal rights brought over from the slave trade and yada yada. He's like, but that's
I,
bullshit. I was like, what the fuck?
So that's why they're zombies.
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, right. I love how he's trying to sound so fucking worldly, and he says conquistadores, and I'm
Conquistador.
just
No,
like,
dude. Yeah, no.
bro,
Later on, he drops that shit where he like said, like it sounds like they got a Mexican to like dub in that line because they're like
It,
conquistador. So I was like,
it
oh
sounds like
shit,
he's only read the word.
yeah.
Mhm.
But it's like a notice, like in tone, but just a tone dip. Where I was like, yeah, they just like plastered another take on
You're,
top of that. So
you're
funny.
totally right. Yeah, yeah. I know exactly the moment you're talking about. I'm like playing
Yeah,
it over in my head now,
it's
and I'm like,
so
yeah.
funny,
That where
dude.
they're at the
At
grave.
the graveyard, yeah, when they actually like found the helmet, yeah.
When they're having a goth girl picnic at the graveyard.
Yeah. Straight up. So the when they arrive, Lucas tells them that Fritz, the only other white man on the island, hmm, has had an accident and is recovering inside.
The got me.
And yeah,
Pause.
he tells them that they should check on his wife on their way down the road as they leave. Which is so funny. He's just like, "Oh yeah, that's right. My dog needs to get fed. Would you mind checking in on that?"
I love unnecessary
Fucking
shit in a
asshole.
script. He's like, go down the road. It's 7 or 8 miles that way.
Yeah, you can't
And then,
miss it.
then it
It's
cuts
like,
to
what
them
the
like
fuck?
arguing over how many miles they've gone. Like the car doesn't have a fucking odometer in it.
Yeah, exactly. So funny.
Driving the fucking Dennis Reynolds. This is not a starter car. This is a finisher car.
Finisher car. So we see Fritz in a sickened state with some blood on his arm. When Menard asks what happened, he tells him that it was one of the undead in the village that he saw too late. Menard orders his nurse to lock all the doors, and we cut to a great shot of of the zombie who attacked him walking in the middle of the road, all bloodied and gross. Which this was one of those shots, dude. That's what I was talking about. Like the way that this motherfucker's filmed is sick. It's like a panning 360 shot focused on the zombie as he walks through the like village.
And this is the zombie that's on the cover, right? I think.
I don't think no that one is at the graveyard at the Spanish graveyard
Oh,
when
okay.
they get to it. Yeah. But this one is the like it's just before and like yeah you see he's just like starting to decay. He's got blood all over the side of his face and shit. It looks fucking great. I was like that's what I'm saying. Like some of this shit is high art and it's very cool
Mhm.
that you have high art mixed with smut. You know,
Yeah.
it's so fun. So I put I put here the C-rate Mystery Inc. arrives at the doctor's house to discover a group of zombies munching on Paolo's body. No phones, just vibing. So
Nature is healing.
exactly,
That's
yeah.
what the zombies are for.
They really are though. Like Brian is just another fucking Fred. Like it's just and, you know like they got Fred, they got Daphne and Velma. Fucking he's basically a Shaggy. Like
And we know which one is Daphne because she got her baps out.
Yeah,
It's not a very Velma move.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Despite
Velma
despite what
could
the
never.
despite what the subreddits might have you believe.
That's how.
All right, gentlemen, we have a three-way tontine here. No one tell anyone's partner what I just said.
Tom Senior stupid. Oh my god, that's so dumb.
I'm
So
not gonna do it on my Twitter like an animal.
exactly. So the gang narrowly escapes and drives towards the hospital, striking a wandering zombie on the road. This causes them to swerve into the bushes, and which totals the car. So they decide to walk the rest of the way. And as they're walking, they hear drums and chanting, apparently recognizing this as a voodoo ritual happening nearby. Which I also think was, I don't know, that might be racist as well.
I'm I'm sure it was they were very sensitive and making it accurate.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, very sure.
If I've ever seen a production that cared about accuracy and racial sensitivity,
It's this one.
it was
Yeah.
this movie.
So funny. So at the hospital, Menard has been executing zombies left and right, popping them in the head, as you do. He asks Lucas if he really believes that voodoo is the cause of this, and he tells him that he doesn't know. All he's heard was stories from his grandfather growing up about the earth spitting out the dead and them coming back to suck the blood of the living.
Oh,
And
so
that's
they're
kind
just
of,
sucking blood in this one.
yeah. Well, they're taking well, when they find the group of zombies, they're taking chunks out the fucking, like,
Yeah,
they're like straight up just.
you're just, getting in bulk.
Yeah.
Exactly. Is it that how that seafood, you have like the crab and corn and you throw it on the table? It's kind of like that.
Just
Oh man,
a nice bag.
mess
Uh, a
exactly.
bag boil, I think.
Back boy, there you go. Yeah, yeah. So Brian and Susan break off from Paul and Anne for a second, and they discover a Spanish helmet buried in the mud, over 400 years old. And then they realize that they're in a graveyard for Spanish conquistadores. So good. This is the part. So good, dude. When that dub hit, I was like, that was not you saying that. That was you calling for backup, dog. Oh, man. So Brian and Susan. Oh, my bad. So as Paul and Anne start making out due to horniness via hopelessness, zombies rise out of the ground and begin attacking them. This is the we're dead, so let's fuck thing.
Yeah,
That's basically where that comes from.
they're trying to get out of a ticket.
Oh, I'm so sorry, officer. Wait, does your badge say conquistador? I don't know if you have jurisdiction.
So dumb. So Brian rushes to help as Susan witnesses a zombie very, very slowly rise from his grave in front of her. He bites her in the neck, brutal prosthetic, just as the gang returns. Brian pumps a few rounds into his chest despite being in a zombie film. Paul finishes him off by decapitating him with one of the crosses that marked by a grave. See, Paul has seen a zombie movie. He knows what the fuck to do. Brian
Yeah.
is just fucking pumping shots into the chest. I'm like, you idiot.
You dumb motherfucker.
Yeah, what if the rules? You either shoot him in the head or shoot him in the chest 8 times.
Exactly.
God. Yeah.
That's how you solve most problems.
Just take that motherfucker's head right off. And
Yep.
it's funny.
Yeah, it's a really cool like kill too. I like the weapon that he uses, like the cross from the tombstone.
when they when the zombie grabbed Paola's head
Mhm.
and when it grabbed I'm blanking on her name right now, but
Susan.
yes, thank
Yeah.
you. When he grabbed Susan's head too, I was like, "Oh, they're gonna scalp them." Like that's kind of
It
what I was
does feel like
expecting.
that. Yeah,
Oh,
it
like
does
just
feel like that.
wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, like
No, yeah.
that's what I thought was gonna happen. So when they're like laying there and or I guess it's yeah, it's the couple gets grabbed first and he runs over to help them and then they come back and they help Anne because Anne gets left alone, or is it
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
way
yeah.
around?
No, they run to help out the Anne. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that whole I just thought they were done. There were several times where I was like, "You're really just gonna wipe everyone out now? Like, there's time
Yeah.
left here."
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about in Sinners, how there's like a bunch of you get all of the extras gone. It's just the main cast, and then everyone just gets fucking handled towards the end.
Yeah, pretty
You're
much.
just like, come on, man. We got a couple of we have feelings for these people. You can't just do that to us. Oh man. So spoilers for Sinners, by the way. Go watch that movie. If you haven't seen that movie, Ryan, please go
Dude,
watch
I
that
want
fucking
to. Yeah.
dude. Oh my god. It's all I've been thinking about. I've seen it like 3 times since we've recorded.
It's
Like
real good.
it's
Yeah.
all I can fucking think about. It's
I've been
so
hearing
good.
only good things, so.
Phenomenal film. Phenomenal. Anyway, as they continue on, we see a whole slew of zombies turning up for the party, worms coming out of every orifice possible. And then this is where we get the zombie from the
The
cover.
poster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So
And I think he might be the one who stands up, and the guy's clearly shirtless and like didn't know how
mhm.
framed out the shot was. Did you
Yeah,
catch that one?
yeah, just like fucking yeah, shirtless like right in front. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
so
it's like
funny.
like you can see like the
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 dividing like
Where they
outlines of the
stop,
makeup.
where
Yeah,
it just becomes beer belly.
yeah, it's like a bib, like a neck part
yeah,
of the
yeah.
mask, and he's shirtless, so you can like see his skin and shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty funny.
So funny, dude. I love that shot though of them walking through the village. That shot is really fucking cool. I really really like that. Like the just like the wide shot of all of them just kind of slowly going through. Very again like man, fuck, they knew how to put the camera on. Like I don't know what the fuck the lens. They knew the right lens to use or some shit. Like that shit looks fucking awesome, dude. I love it.
It does look cool, and something I really enjoy here is we mentioned how all the music is really really good, but
Yes.
particularly as we head towards the end here, there's this one song that kind of starts playing on a loop through the entire finale, and it's interesting because it's
Yeah.
got this like moody, weird, atmospheric, almost atonal chords going on,
Mm-hmm.
but then it's got the reggae.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The little
Like the
Caribbean beat.
and at first I was like, this is so corny, but after like a minute and a half of it, I was like,
You're like, this shit kind of fucks,
actually
bro.
Yeah,
hits pretty
I'm gonna
hard.
drive
Exactly.
A
the next
lot
road trip. Just
Yeah, exactly.
a lot of the music in that song included, like, it is just a beat. Like, you don't even have to
Mhm,
do
mhm.
anything. You could just take that and rap
It's like a
over it.
drum circle.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's just vibes, dude.
It's just a setting on an organ.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of
Yeah.
the presets.
Yeah.
You press the button, the demo button, and that's the song.
Exactly.
Fun fact, that's how Daft Punk makes their music.
Yes, dude.
Oh,
That's how Clint Eastwood got made from the
yeah,
Gorillas.
yeah, Gorillas. That was
Yeah,
it was just a preset on that.
preset sample. I was like,
God.
that's fucking hard, dude. So the gang crawls their way to the church where Dr. Menard's hospital is, and we see a few close-ups of the zombies closing in on the perimeter. The gang begins boarding up the place and barricading themselves inside. Menard says that he wants to dispute the evidence that this is supernatural, but it defies all logic and explanation. You fucking thing.
It's so ridiculous.
It's yeah, he's just like, well, I guess we might have to consider the possibility that this might be fucking real.
Everyone spends the whole movie being like, it's fucking voodoo, dude.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, I don't know about all that.
As a zombie's like reaching in, about to bite his face. I still don't buy it.
Yeah, exactly. Like about all this.
The
Seems
true
fake.
contrarian right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Seems fake and gay. Fake and gay.
Exactly, literally.
I hear no more.
God, he's just this Matt Berry. That's
He's-
so fucking funny, dude.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed as much as I do, because I was like,
I'm-
either I'm crazy or I'm onto something.
I'm never gonna be able to watch this movie the same way. Like literally,
Yeah.
just never now.
I want Kung Pao, Enter the Fist.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
You know how that's just like Tiger versus Crane School, but with
Yeah.
Steve Odenkirk over the top. I want this movie, but with Matt Berry over the
Yeah.
top.
That's so fucking good.
He only goes over the top.
Oh my God. So the zombies begin throwing themselves against the door to break in, and Menard tells them to fetch 2 drums of kerosene nearby while he grabs a shotgun from his office. Brian plays a little tower defense with a shovel, and they finally get the window secured. I love that he just hits him with the fucking face out the door, out the window when he's climbing in. I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I think he kills one of them too. He like when he bashes it in the head because the way he pushes it off, it just
Yeah,
like
yeah.
goes
It's like
completely
limp.
limp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
He
like, oh
probably like
shit.
really killed an extra.
He kept it in there.
He killed some young island boy. Jesus.
That's funny as shit.
It was like he went too hard, but that was a great
It was a
shot.
great shot. We had to keep it in
All right,
there.
give him to
For
the
his
shark.
memory. Yeah, exactly. That's so funny. So, while Menard is loading the gun, he gets his face ate by a zombie. Brian finishes it off with a few shotgun blasts. As the gang is loading up the kerosene into bottles, Lucas is killed by a zombie, and Brian almost saves Menard's nurse. They're preparing for the horde to break the doors when all of a sudden zombie Lucas kills the nurse and makes his way to the others. He's shot down by Paul just as the horde breaches the barricade, and the gang tosses like 5 Molotovs at them while opening fire with every bullet they've got.
And
It's a really cool scene.
this is like the most obvious like gaff of the whole movie. They every Molotov they throw, it shows it explode, and then it shows them throw another one onto a like
It's like the
complete.
same exact
Same
fucking scene.
spot.
Yeah, they just keep showing it over and over.
It's so funny, dude.
What if did all just throw it in the same spot?
Yeah, exactly.
Fucking real winners, these
We
kids.
Oh,
really should have spread this out a little.
These
Exactly.
40-year-old actors that we're supposed to believe are like youthful.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I know exactly. They're like 20 in this movie.
Yeah.
So they eventually burn down the entire church on some black metal shit, and they make their way outside where
Bark.
Brian exactly the bark. And they make their way outside where Brian, who's never seen a zombie movie in his life, just stands there and gets his arm ate by zombie Susan. Paul takes
Yeah.
her out.
Yeah, that was like real bad levels of, you know.
It's that one, and it's also like when Susan is standing in front of the zombie that's just like rising up out of the grave. It's like, girl, move.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want to see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like on one hand it's like it's early enough in the genre that, you know, no one had like
Genre savvy. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. But also, once you've seen this happen 100 fucking times and you've been running from it all day, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
I understand not being able to kill her, but you should be pretty. It should be pretty easy to be like,
Just like-
yeah, the thing where
I'd probably like, yeah, if any type of monster rose from the ground in front of me
Yeah.
Yeah.
without knowing anything about it, I'd be
Yeah.
like, I should probably not be here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
I should probably leave a dust cloud in the shape of me.
Yeah.
That's good.
Zoinks.
So Paul, that was good. Paul takes her out with the pistol, and they keep moving. So this is the finale of the film. They make it to a boat, and as they're sailing away, Brian starts complaining about feeling sick. He eventually passes, and Paul decides to lock him below deck so they can take him back to the States. That maybe someone else will know what to do with him. He says, "Let's see if we can." He says, "Let's see if we can't find something more cheerful on the radio."
And Anne's basically like, terrible idea, horrible idea.
Yeah. She's
No,
not saying shit, but she's just like, "This is fucked, man. Like, I'm not with that." So
Yeah.
he says, "Let's see if we can't find something more cheerful on the radio." Only to hear a broadcast warning people about an entire ass zombie outbreak.
I do think that was a pretty cool, not a twist ending, but it was like you're on the island so long you completely forget
Mhm.
that
The scope of things.
there's zombies and there was a zombie in New York.
Yeah.
And you know what? Yeah, that's so true because like like I completely forgot about the zombie in New York. Like I had by the time we had spent so much time on the island, I was just like, "Oh, that's right. We opened with a fucking zombie like making it to New York. That's right."
Yeah.
They're like, "Is a zombie infestation going over there?"
Last thing you see is a zombie start to twitch with two guys right in front of its mouth.
Yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
we hear the door handle downstairs begin to rattle, as we cut to full on zombies take Manhattan. We got a bunch of them marching their asses across the bridge into the city, and that's Lucio Fulci's zombie.
I do like that you could tell they couldn't afford to shut the
Yeah.
bridge down.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So
There's
just
just
like
there's just
cars
people
going to the
going to work and they're just like
fucking.
they just got like 30 guys, and just said
Like we
stay in the
blew
middle.
all of the budget on the shark, bro. We
Yeah.
can't.
It's
Oh man.
it's the closest it comes to having like a statement or some commentary to be like, hey man, even if this was going on, wage slaves still got to get to work.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah. Exactly. If you
know?
want to meta, yeah. If you want to meta, rewrite that.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Civilization stopped, bills haven't.
Real.
Good. Yeah, 100%, man. Well, yeah, that's the movie, man. I don't know. I fucking I don't even know if I talked about the first time I watched this movie was with a group of friends, and yeah, that I'm telling you, that's the best way to watch this fucking movie, dude. Like
Yeah.
it was just none of us had seen it before, none of us, and it was the best, like absolute best feeling in that room when none of you have seen it, drinks in hand, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it
Oh
was so.
shit.
Dude, it was
Oh
so much
shit.
fun. Yeah, it was so much fun. Highly recommend. Cannot give this one enough praise because yeah, if any of the dumb shit we were talking about on this episode has any intrigue to you whatsoever, highly recommend just go watching this motherfucker. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But what was your first like interaction with this one,
With this
Ryan?
one,
Yeah.
I couldn't really tell you. Like, I remember, I don't know, zombie stuff used to scare me as a,
Hmm.
and it was oddly enough, it was Thriller that terrified me. I
That's
got that
funny. No, that
VHS.
makes sense. It makes
Yeah, I got
sense.
that VHS when I was like 4 or 5 because, my grandmother was like, "Oh, it's Michael Jackson,"
Yeah.
you know. And then I
Yeah.
saw it and it terrified me. And I remember being frozen in my bed because it looked like one of the bushes was just a zombie,
That's
look,
awesome.
and just all night just looking in my window. And so
Oh,
like,
that's so fun.
and so like for me, for a while, it was like, they were very scary. And then I remember, I think I saw the original Dawn of the Dead.
Yes.
And that one was the first one that made me go like, oh, this could be funny too. Like I remember the
Yeah.
helicopter scene and stuff,
Yeah.
seeing that and stuff. And then after that, I just went down like a rabbit hole of just trying to find whatever I could, and eventually came across this one and stuff. And I heard about the shark part, and it's just, and you think it's so ridiculous, and then you see it, and you're like, oh my God, they just really just threw a guy in a tank with a shark.
Just like and
Hmm.
said, good luck, dog.
Yeah, there's no safety. But yeah, I couldn't tell you when I first watched it, but it was just one of the ones I sucked up when I was just
Yeah.
trying to like, go down zombie rabbit hole stuff.
That's interesting too, because like I was thinking about it too, like a lot of my and it's just funny to think about this, but a lot of my punk rock friends, they are the ones who have the most love for the zombie genre.
Yeah,
When I think about it, I was like, yeah, my buddy Sergio used to have zombie shit all over the place. Love The Walking Dead, love the novels, especially like the graphic novels, especially. And he
yeah, I
loved
have all those.
yeah, exactly. Like he had what was it, the World War Z? The
Dude,
Hmm.
book. The
the
book
Yeah.
book,
was phenomenal. I
I
was like,
love
oh
the
shit.
book.
Very different to the movie.
I
Yeah,
know.
oh,
I
yeah, yeah,
always tell
very, yeah,
people, I was
very
like, Brad Pitt's character, yeah, not in the book.
not in the book. Yeah, not in the
Yeah.
book. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, but it's funny that I like think about that. Like, punk rock and zombies have such like a very, very
Return of the
close
Living
tie.
Dead,
Yeah.
especially punk
Oh
rock and
shit!
zombies.
I completely forgot about Return of the Living. You're totally right, dude. We gotta do a Return of the Living Dead
I'll do
episode
a
with
Return of
you,
the Living
man.
Dead. Yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, no, but that is interesting how like they're like intrinsically linked to a lot of the stuff, like because I think a lot of the time, like if you want to get real like soapboxy with it, I think really it is like because zombies represent this form of like sort of uh
Conformity.
yeah, conformity. That thing, was the word I was looking for. They represent conformity, so it's like that's exactly what kids like us are scared of,
Yeah,
and
you're like,
it's
yeah.
like that's exactly what we try our best to like run away from. So it's interesting to see how like the genres of zombie films and like punk rock music kind of have come up together in this like beautiful like relationship because a lot of it, yeah, there's a lot of imagery and like I even know like there's like a zombie punk band that I like a lot and it's like that they're really on the nose with it, but it's like yeah, they do the dressing up and shit. Like it's very cool to see how the two are linked, you know?
Yeah, I used to in Fullerton every year they do a stage version of Night of the Living Dead.
Oh,
And it's the
what?
coolest thing. I used to play Johnny in it. I played Johnny in it for like 5 years or so.
What? That's
If you ever get a chance,
awesome.
it's like I think they start selling tickets like early September and the tickets go fast, but if you're ever just looking
Dude.
for like a cool like Halloween event thing to
Yeah,
do,
yeah.
it's like I haven't done it in years, but I'm always telling people like if you get a chance, like check it out. It's
Dude, that's
like
so cool. Like I've never done one of those like was it the Rocky Horror? Like I've never
mhm.
done one of those like viewings. I've never been I've always wanted to go, always wanted to do that. But like that sounds fucking I was at a whole ass stage production set for Night of the Living Dead. It's so
Yeah,
cool.
I'll send you the theater like the
Please
link of the theater
do.
that does
Yeah,
it and stuff.
please do. Genuinely want to check that out. That's
Yeah,
fucking
that
awesome.
sounds like a lot of fun. I might have to come down for that.
Yeah, please
It's
do,
yeah.
man.
But I'd say
Yeah.
like jump on tickets because they go quick.
I'd
I'm sure.
imagine so.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, especially over there in Fullerton. Like that's just gonna sell out very fast for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
dude. Well, I mean, what about you, Chad? What was your? I mean, what were your thoughts? Do you want to give the ratings right now, or do you want to
Yeah, we can do
go
that.
into
This
the ratings? All right,
Yeah,
fine. Let's go
yeah.
into the
This
ratings then.
this is the first time I've ever seen it.
Fair enough.
Was
Fair.
just last night.
Fair.
So it
oh,
was
for this?
Yeah.
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 Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah.
the times we'll like save movies that we've been wanting to watch for the show to watch for the show,
So it's
like
all fresh.
specifically. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's part of my excuse and reasoning to do this show is all the movies I've been wanting to see for decades, but I don't watch them because life and things that come up and then you're like tired and but now
Hmm.
I have to watch this movie
Yeah.
by
Exactly.
this time.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
It
it
makes it
helps.
homework, which
Ex-
is fun. Homework is
Exactly.
fun.
Exactly. So just to give you and the audience a nice refresher, we like to rate out of 6 on this show. So 666 being a perfect score. What'd you feel about it, Chad?
Well, I will say this, and this adds another point to it for me. The scene in the newspaper office
Mhm.
was filmed in a busy office building, and at one point, the cast and crew inadvertently interrupted a meeting held by Rupert Murdoch, who
That's
angrily kicked them
fucking
out.
hilarious.
So that's pretty fucking funny.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
We've covered most of the trivia stuff just
Just by
talking
talking
and
about it, yeah,
stuff, but
yeah.
that was one I found, and the other one is that the main theme is a remix of the Italian version of the 1977 Godzilla theme,
Oh,
Oh,
which is a remix of "Prayer for Peace," a song from the original Godzilla movie.
interesting. Oh, I love that. That's actually really fucking cool to know.
It's really strange, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but when you listen to it though, that makes it like that brooding, like kind of ominous, sort of looming. That something's like looming over you. That,
Hmm.
yeah, that tone carries. Yeah.
And the only other thing that it's not really this movie, but in This Is the End, Jay Baruchel is wearing a shirt, and I looked it up to confirm. He's wearing a shirt
That's so
that
funny.
shows the zombie biting the shark.
That's so
oh,
funny,
that's
dude.
another
Yeah.
great movie. I love that movie
I
too.
love This Is
Yeah,
the End, man.
me
That
too.
movie
It's
rips. I
crazy.
saw it like twice in
2/3 of the
theaters.
people in that movie are fucking horrible.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely monsters, but it's art from artists. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I like the part where James Franco's an unrepentant monster.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, when he's about to go up and like he's like ah.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
God, yeah, that is a funny
Oh
fucking
man.
movie. Um,
But
but
yeah,
yeah,
how'd you feel about this one?
I really really enjoyed this movie. It's I mean I think for me, I usually lean towards the like more intellectual themed, something to say at its core. But also when you don't pretend to be that, it's fine. You
Yeah, this
know,
one wears it on its sleeve what it is. It's just
Yeah.
like, yeah.
it was like refreshing in a way to go back to this era and watch a movie where they didn't have an answer. No one watching this movie or no one making this movie like had an answer. They were like, I
Hmm.
don't know, vague voodoo stuff. which is
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
not enough of an answer. Because, like I said, it's like, well, why is the guy in the water? Why is it ramping up coincidentally as we're reaching the 60-minute mark of this film? Like I get
Because you
why
got to
from
reach
a
the end, damn it.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like I get why from a writing standpoint, but
Yeah,
I'm so
exactly.
curious why from like an in narrative standpoint.
Yeah.
But none of that really matters.
Yeah, I feel like they built a movie around some cool ideas they had,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
Like even
know.
set pieces, they're like, "Hey, we got access to a shark."
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Like, fuck it, let's go.
the intellectual part of me is like, so why didn't the conquistadores rise from the grave sooner? But
I know they've been sitting
also,
there for 400 years.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
waiting, just waiting.
yeah, but like,
You're the
well,
first ones who showed up.
it led to some cool set pieces, so whatever, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I really liked it. It's fun. It's kind of silly. It's from that time where you didn't need to
Yeah.
have those things. When I watch a movie from 2024 where they're just like, "Oh, it's voodoo," then I'm like, "Okay, you're lazy and you suck."
Yeah.
It's been 50 years.
Yeah.
Do something different. But it works so well on so many levels. The effects are great. The
Mhm.
makeup is great. The zombies are all fit. Their physicality as well as how they look is all really believable in this way where like I kind of kept going from like the believability of the zombies to like the corny cheesiness of the kills
Yeah.
and things of that nature, but not in a way that like whiplashed me, in a way that was like
Yeah.
amusing to be like
Yeah.
it's
It's
so
endearing more than it's off-putting.
yeah, like the makeup you could just use today. The filming
Yeah.
techniques and the
Yeah.
cinematography and the acting and everything would not stand up by today's standards.
Yeah.
But the makeup itself would,
Yeah.
100%. Really really interesting scenarios, the shark and zombie and all these
Yeah,
different
when the
things.
fuck else have you seen that?
Yeah, absolutely never. I really really enjoyed it. 5 out of 6.
Hell yeah, that's fucking awesome. I did not know you'd like it that much. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I was like, this is the best zombie movie I've seen in years, and it's really sad that it's a 50-year-old movie.
Yeah.
That's the thing with Walking Dead, where I'm like, I enjoyed it for a long time, but there came a point where I'd read over 100 issues. I'd
Yeah,
watched
of
four
it.
four seasons of the show where I
Just knew
was.
too much about the world.
Well, it was more Robert Kirkman just straight up saying, "I'm never gonna answer
Yeah,
anything. It's
yeah.
not about that." And I was just like, well,
You're like, well,
like,
that's about it for me then.
like that's what I was here for.
Yeah.
With this, I was just here to enjoy the 90 minutes I was here.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like a good pairing with this movie would be Serpent in the Rainbow.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like that would
Oh, is
be
that the Bill Pullman?
yeah.
yes,
I
yes.
haven't seen that one either.
Serpent and
Ooh.
the Rainbow is non-racist zombie.
Okay.
Yes, yeah,
Like
and yeah, that's
this
weird to put it that way. But
this,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
this has a little bit of like ooh, and take this.
It's the otherism
Yeah,
of the whole thing.
yeah.
That's really
There's a
yeah,
little ooh, look at these unga bunga people
literally,
going
yeah,
on,
literally,
and
yeah.
in Serpent in the Rainbow they go more into
It's really
the
respected.
religious part of it, and they like actually brought in some perspective of people who grew up with it and things like
Yeah,
that, and they try to actually explain, as much as they're fantasizing part of it, they try to explain why the voodoo element is there and what the people doing voodoo are getting
yeah.
out of it.
They kind of
Kind of the
lend
science
some.
behind the voodoo in a way.
They kind
Yes,
of like they at least they don't give the science. They give the reason
Not
behind
the
certain
okay,
things.
that's what I meant
Yeah,
by
but
like
yeah,
the
just like
reasoning. Yeah,
but they
behind
do
here's
why
the
the
logic,
beliefs.
I guess, behind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly.
but in a way you're right, because part of the plot of that movie is like, I'm sure you've heard of like the like zombie powder, like
A
Mhm.
like
little
like how that turns.
scopolamine. I think it was.
Yeah, basically.
Mhm.
So that's the focus of it, is they know that this is going on, so they send Will Pullman down there to find out how they're creating this drug so that they can use it as an anesthetic.
Yeah, there are a
Mhm.
lot of parallels to this movie in that
Yeah.
movie. Now that I'm like really thinking about it, but you're entirely right. It isn't.
Watch this first, and then Serpent in the Rainbow is like a
Yeah,
beefier, more intellectual sort of an experience.
yeah,
So I think going the other way, you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
yeah,
But
You're
yeah.
just
It feels
watching
like
somebody give
de-evolution.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
That's so funny. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, but yeah, we did an entire episode on Serpent and the Rainbow. Like that movie is phenomenal. Like I
Yeah.
cannot recommend it enough. Like really, really go watch that one. Especially, yeah, you're right. After you watch this one, like that is a great order of things. Because that one will give you like sort of the answers that this one kind of just tossed up in the air. This one was just kind of like, I don't know, voodoo shit. This
Voodoo
one was like
science, it's one of them.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. This does that, and then Serpent in the Rainbow is like, well, there's like a line between these things because
Yeah,
like maybe there's an element of magic, but also they are creating a chemical mixture that elicits this effect. That's
exactly.
medicine.
Yeah, so the
You
science
know?
is kind of injected in there, whereas like zombie really was just like magic shit. It's just like
Yeah.
oh fucking curses and shit.
Yeah,
Like
zombie was like, I don't know, maybe someone cut off a chicken's head and this happened. You know?
straight up, yeah. They're like, yeah, they talk
Yeah,
about like a witch doctor
they
thing.
did
Yeah,
seem like they were just ignoring this building problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe, maybe that's the like the theme is just how, society falls apart because we don't give a shit about the people that are having the problems. And then eventually we're like, oh, fucking drug addicts are carjacking people.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
crazy. And
yeah,
it's
yep.
like, yeah, you
Mhm.
didn't do anything to lessen the addiction
Yeah, it's a
and
trip.
lower
It's a
the
trip how
crime rate.
there's a lot more. Yeah, that's the thing too about zombies that I love is that there's a lot more like social commentary that comes into it because a lot of the movies that we focus like the focus on in zombie movies is on the characters who are still alive. It's the survivors,
Hmm.
and it's about how their humanity kind of dwindles in the face of
Surviving.
monsters and shit. Yeah, exactly. Like so, I think that's a lot of social commentary that goes on with like people, in terms of zombie films when we look at zombie films. But yeah, what did you think about it, Ryan?
I would say that this movie is the best argument for cocaine. Um,
It's this and
Go,
Maximum
well,
yeah,
wait a
Overdrive.
minute.
it
Go
would,
on.
yeah,
Yeah,
it would just be, it's just like so much of like the best parts of this movie are just seem like
it
coked
was
out
yeah, it was
ideas.
directed by cocaine for sure.
Yeah, and it makes a good argument as to why we should maybe keep it around. So for that, I will give it a 6 for encouraging.
That's amazing. Hey, you want to go find a shark?
Yeah, I'll do it.
It's got some real Russell Crowe fighting around the world. Oi, Tugger.
Fuck yeah. Well, 6, man. That's all. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn. Yeah, dude, I can't recommend it enough. It is a movie that I have recommended to a lot of different people over the years because they're like I like zombie movies, but they're kind of the same and they're kind of like it's just kind of formulaic and stuff and like and I know for sure, yeah, and that was kind of my biggest problem with it, or like through a certain patch of years I was kind of like, I'm over zombie movies. And then like I started seeing things like this, even Serpent in the Rainbow, stuff like that, where it's like, wow, there's a whole other like different type of zombie movie out there, and that's very interesting. Like, and again, like you're saying, it's not fucking saying a whole lot. It's not saying anything like massively important. It's just like here's some cool shit. Here's a motherfucker fighting a zombie, finding a shark in the middle of the ocean. Like cool, cool. That's all I need. Fuck yeah. Let's roll with it. So I
Yeah.
think
Oh, sorry. Keep going.
no, yeah. Like I just think like as a film, it gets you in the seat, does what it needs to do in the 90 minutes. You have your great time, you're out. And that's it. That's all I could ask for. Firm 6 out of 6. Like that shit is so fun. So fun. This is one of my favorite zombie movies for sure.
I found one more piece of trivia I have to share.
Oh, please.
Several of the actors playing the zombies were actually brothers. They look so similar that some people have speculated all the zombies were played by
Just
one
one
man.
guy. Just one dude. How the fuck do they get group shots then? Stupid.
They dreamed they fever dreamed composite shots before
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Oh my God. There's a C Lab 2021 joke about it.
Oh hell yeah, dude.
Dude, I haven't heard that show in a while.
Yeah,
I know.
exactly. I know.
In the episode Green Fever, Quinn and Shanks are talking about the situation of everyone becoming a zombie. From outside, a zombie diver appears, tapping on the glass when a shark attacks him.
Oh, that's
Seconds later,
awesome.
the shark reappears as a zombie.
That's awesome, dude. I love that. Oh man, it makes me want to go back and watch it just for that now.
C Lab is so fucking funny.
So good
It is a tough watch now. Like just the
in terms of the
Some of the
language
dated
and shit.
humor.
Yeah,
no, it's more just the animation quality, honestly.
I can
It's
kind
like
of get. I can let some of that go though if the writing's good enough. You know what I
Is
mean?
it the early Adult Swim where it's just like
Yeah,
weird for the sake of being weird?
yeah.
Maybe.
yeah, like there's a lot of I mean there's definitely some R slurs thrown around that didn't need to be,
For sure.
but for the most part it's kind of like a heart in the right place kind of a thing where it's
Yeah.
like yeah, I was probably throwing that around at that time too. I'm not going to cast the first stone. I don't like
Mhm.
it now,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
most of the humor stands up.
yeah. Exactly. But I mean, yeah, shit, man, that's this fucking movie. I'm glad that we were able to finally do this movie, man. This is this is one I've had on the docket for years. I've had the shit on the list for years. You've seen it on the list, like we've seen
Mhm.
it on the movie, like the Devil's Work. We have a whole like composite list of like the
Bucket
mega,
list.
yeah, all the shit that we either have covered or will want to cover and stuff. And this has always been at the bottom. You just looking like one day, one of these days. That's why when you mentioned it, I was like, "Fuck yeah, we're doing zombie." Like there's no question about it. We're doing zombie, dude.
Yeah, it worked out
Yeah,
perfectly.
absolutely, man. Well, yeah. And so now I want to open up the floor for you, Ryan. Please let the people know where they can find the band, where they can find you, anything you want to promote. Please, the floor is all yours.
Yeah, my name's Ryan Clark. My Instagram is another Ryan Clark. If I play bass in Mad Peaceful, we've got a show coming up on May 24th at FKA Church.
Fuck yeah.
Um, that's May 24th. And then also on May 22nd, I'm doing a horror themed stand-up show called Horror Nerd at Transplants Brewing Company in
Yeah, I
Glendale.
saw that, dude. That
Yeah.
looks so
Yeah,
cool.
so it's like, yeah, it's the girl who puts it together, Samantha Hale. She has a monthly show at the Improv,
Okay.
Horror Nerd, and it's like every time she does it, it's like, oh, here's a night about witches, here's a night about
God,
vampires,
I
here's
gotta
a night,
pop out to one of these, dude. That
So
sounds
yeah,
so much fun.
but other than that, yeah, those are the things I got going on. Oh, I wanted to tell you about the zombie thing that I wanted to recommend to people.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with me. It's just like it's one of my favorite zombie, mini series, and it never really gets mentioned in anything.
Yeah.
It's called Dead Set. It's by the makers of Black Mirror.
Oh
Um,
shit.
and so this came out before Walking Dead was a show.
Oh.
And it's a mini series. It's like 5 episodes long, and it's about a zombie outbreak that happens. But you're following the production of an episode of Big Brother, the
How
reality show.
fucking
So it's
fun
like,
is
yeah,
that,
dude,
dude?
it's awesome. Like I remember when I first watched it, it made me go like, "Oh, Walking Dead could be a TV show."
Oh wow,
Um,
2008. Yeah, this is
yeah,
like a while
That's
ago. Oh,
so
no
weird.
shit.
What
This
a
looks really fucking
dude,
good,
it's really
dude.
good. You can like, it's. I think you can find the whole thing on YouTube. You could bang the whole thing out
Oh
in a
yeah.
night.
Yeah, 25
Um,
minute episodes. Yeah, for sure. This
yeah,
is
dude,
this this is going down tonight, bro.
it's such a cool like zombie. It almost to me it feels like the original Night of the Living Dead because it's about strangers stuck in a house,
Oh, that's cool.
but the
Yeah.
house is the Big Brother
Film
house. So
studio.
reality, and so you start seeing like the characters like stop dropping their TV persona and start to become like who they really are.
I fucking love this, dude.
Dude,
Like absolutely love this.
jump on it.
I'm
It's
dying
one
to
of the
watch
coolest things.
this. That's so cool.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
that's funny. I'm seeing too. It's because I'm just thinking this is like sounds so crazy in terms of rights, like
Hmm.
how you navigated that. So I think this is from 2012. No, it's from
2008 it says.
Yeah. They
2008.
actually had like I guess in the English one they actually had the real host of the real
Oh,
Big
interesting.
Brother play herself
That's
and had
fun.
like former cast members play themselves on the in the show.
That's
In,
fun as
in
shit.
2013, Charlie Brooker confirmed that the Big Brother 14 production team sought his approval, which he granted, for a quarantine task inspired by Dead Set, which saw housemates being subjected to a fictional viral outbreak.
Whoa.
That's fucked up, man.
That's
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 really
kind of fucked up.
but I think they knew about it. I think they knew like
I know. I'm just saying. I'm just
a
like,
challenge game where
yeah, exactly. Like, how long can you stay inside? Well, we all fucking did that
Yeah.
challenge.
They just had a PA come in and bite one of them.
That's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
drop off the coffee and go bite that guy.
I go fight that guy. Yeah, dude. Genuinely, thank you so much for joining us, Ryan. This was so much fucking fun.
Dude, I had a
man.
great time. I'm
I'm
glad.
glad, man.
I'm
I'm
glad
glad
we finally made it work. So
absolutely, dude. I have to just fucking gush for a second. I fucking love Mad Peaceful, dog. Like your vocals are crazy as fuck in that band, dude. I
yeah.
love the first time I saw you guys. Like I was just like, who is this guy wearing a rudimentary peanut shirt? Because like I want to fucking talk to him. And then yeah, you get up there and just like fucking start screaming. I was like, oh my god! And then you guys played Down Rodeo. I was like, fuck off! My favorite rage song.
That's sick.
Yeah, dude, it was fucking sick, man. Yeah,
That was a fun
absolutely.
night. I remember. Yeah, I remember hanging out. I got a tattoo there.
Did
Yeah.
you? That's awesome.
Yeah. Everybody left, and I was just like, I was like alone. I was like, yeah, it's Father's Day.
I'm here. I'm vibing. You know.
Yeah, I'll get a tattoo.
Oh, dude, that's so cool. Yeah, it was fucking awesome. Please, everyone, go listen to Mad Peaceful.
Yeah.
Go
If you
check
want to
out
hear more
Ryan.
screaming? I used to be in a band called Homesick Abortions.
Yes, please go check it out, dude. I want to hear all of your music,
Okay.
man. I want to
Yeah.
hear everything. Yeah, dude. Thank you so much for coming on, man. This was a fucking blast. Definitely got to get you back on the show at one point, man.
Oh yeah,
I-
for sure. We'll do
I-
Return of the Living Dead.
Absolutely.
I can't help but say I'm actually in a band called The Later Term the Better.
That's so good. So funny. Oh man. All right. Well, thank you so much. Chad, do you want to hit them with the plugs and tell them where they can find us?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have been the Devil's Work podcast. You can find us on your podcatcher of choice. We're on all the good ones, all the premium ones like Deezer. We're also on Spotify, Apple Music.
But you were gonna say a
Amazon.
D's nuts joke.
I would never.
Minard.
He's been sitting on that the whole time.
That was good. That was
wanna-
cocked and ready to laugh.
Might want to stand up and let him breathe. So we're on all the podcatchers, all the nards. You can find us on Instagram at the Devil's Work Pod. We're on TikTok and Facebook at the Devil's Work Podcast. And if you do have an example of another shark versus zombie fight, or maybe
Yeah.
another interesting thing
Straight
you've seen
up.
a zombie fight,
I'm trying to see that.
right? I'm trying to see that shit. You can reach out to us via email at the Devil's Work Podcast at gmail.com. If you want to leave us a 5-star review on wherever you listen to your podcast, we would greatly appreciate that.
It is very much appreciated.
And you could catch SsydeShow streaming at twitch.tv/SsydeShow. Spell it right, PSY.
Yep. I have been doing I've been playing Mafia over there lately. That shit is fucking awesome, dude. I love that game.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm doing that. I'm doing some watch alongs. I do photo editing sometimes too, so come in.
Neat.
Let me do my thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's a shame that Mafia is one of only like 5 games that you could just boot up, go to a clan rally, and just start painting hoods.
Yeah, he's like,
It's
you can play
weird.
sinners.
It's weird how hard it is to achieve that. I'm just realizing.
All right. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I appreciate it. I don't know, man. When you go take pictures with the fishies, keep your top on, I guess, man. I'm not saying she deserved it. I'm just saying it happened. I don't know why her titties were out, man.
I do all my best work with my nipples in the wind. I'm sorry.
Fair.
All we are is just nipples in the wind.
It's fine.